Good morning, everyone. It's Tess, and today is tip 132. And I'm just going to kind of call it tips while being outside, or things to know why it's so good for you. And it's kind of ironic because what I first started looking up was what do you need to watch out for? Because I know that, like, some people, hi Jessica, hi Johnny, hello. So when I first started looking this morning, because I've been outside gardening for a couple hours, I like to do it in the morning before everybody's out with their dogs and the dogs are barking and talking. I like that quiet, peaceful time. So I've been outside for the past couple hours gardening. And when I came in, I thought, well, I'm going to look up, what are the things that you should be concerned about when you're outside in the sun. And ironically, everything I looked up was telling me the benefits of being outside. The only downfall I found in any of the articles I looked at this morning was too much exposure to the sun can cause skin problems, so you're supposed to wear sunscreens. But I'm like, well, okay, the message this morning is obviously the good things for the sun, because that's what keeps popping up. Hello, Jessica. Hello, Johnny. And Jessica, I'll send you some dates because it's a go, and I'll explain more later. But I'm going to give you the hints of what they're telling us is good about the sun. And again, like this morning, I think we're going to have a little rain today, but I don't have a lot of sun, but it did feel good. It kind of gave me a fresh start because I have some training today, so I'll have about 4 hours of training later today. And it's training I chose just because I'm trying to have myself ready no matter what the future holds. But interestingly about being outdoors, I found several articles, and the articles were talking about, like, when you're outdoors, the sun will help with your internal sleep-wake cycle. And we all know there's a lot of talk about that and how sleep is really important, because if you don't have enough sleep, there's all kinds of issues that happen to your body. Like when you sleep is when your body repairs itself. If you don't get enough sleep, you have that foggy brain where you have cognitive functioning, memory issues, concentration issues. So all the way around, going without some amount of sleep is bad for us, because then we can't properly function. And that makes sense. It kind of even goes back to the same thing. If you're not properly fueling or hydrating, you have brain fogs, and that's just not fun. But sleep, I would say, is a big one. And I do find following the same routine, going to bed probably within the same hour every night and waking up the same hour every morning, helps me a lot. The next thing they kind of talked about in all these articles I was looking at is, if you wake up tired every day, try spending 1 hour outdoors every day. I know Jess does that because I see Johnny outside all the time. Johnny, I can't wait to see you, buddy. So then, like we said, the sun is a great tool for helping your sleep-wake cycle. If you have problems waking up, get out there for an hour. We've all heard a million times about vitamin D. That's the next one that kept popping up. And vitamin D is important because I guess as the vitamin D goes into your skin, it gets pulled into your liver and kidneys, and then that's where it's actually turned into an active form of vitamin D. So getting it through your skin is probably the best source. I know some of us in some of these darker climates might end up supplementing, but if you can get it from the sun, there's no better way. And there is some kind of calming effect from being in nature. It also talks about vitamin D, getting it, whether you're getting, the sun is the preferred source, of course, and vitamin D is critical because of our bones. And good morning, Joan, good to see you. And vitamin D is critical because of our bones, and so we do definitely want to monitor so we don't have skin damage, but we do want to get that vitamin D because it's used in so many parts. Good morning, Ying. It's used in so many parts of our body. And our bones is a number one, because we know so many of us, as people get older, they have broken bones, they have arthritis, all that kind of stuff. So keeping the calcium that comes from vitamin D in your system is a great thing. So now we know the sun helps with our internal sleep clock. We also know that it helps with vitamin D. The next thing that kind of kept coming up is the immune system. And this I didn't know. Plants have some kind of, and Jessica's mom will probably fill me in on the details of this one, but plants release some kind of phytoncides, phytoncides, and these things that are coming from nature and being outdoors and plants and sun mixed together release these kind of mineral type things in your body, and your body uses that for white blood cells. And I thought that was interesting because so much talk is about the red blood cells, while the other half of the blood is the white blood cells. So I thought it was interesting that plants release something that the body grabs and uses to help the health of our white blood cells. The next thing it kind of talked about is, believe it or not, the outdoor air, of course, for many of us, the outdoor air is cleaner than the indoor air. And it says, even if you live in an area where you have a lot of pollution, if you have trees around, the trees actually help to clean the pollution out of the air. Now, that was a new one I didn't know about. So if you don't have a tree, maybe buy a tree because it'll help clean the air outdoors. I kind of alluded to this a few minutes ago, but another benefit, and if I hadn't said hi Johnny again, another benefit is mental health, and it combats depression and anxiety. And I'm going to say that is true because there is something about seeing a butterfly, and I know I always refer to that, but that's kind of back to my family thing, is the four-leaf clovers, the butterflies, the hummingbirds, if I can get some of those this year. I'll always have stories about my goddaughter, who happens to be on here this morning, who even as a young child, and I know she doesn't remember this, but every time it rained, she'd go outside and save the earthworms. She'd pick them up and put them in the grass because she didn't want them to die on the sidewalk. And there's just something about nature. Or she used to collect rocks, and we would put them in bowls with water so you could see the different colors of the rocks. So there's something therapeutic and meditative. So she created her own meditative tools that to this day still give me. He's acting shy. Oh no. Well, that's okay. Hi there, buddy. And I guess we all have those shy moments. That's cute. That's so cute. So I guess doing this nature stuff, and I'm sure I'm going to hear more stories as the next generation comes up of their little things. But those are things I still love to this day. Like, I'll wet down rocks, and I always think of Jessica because when I see the colors that come out, we used to do that. We'd pick rocks, and we'd put them in a glass bowl, and then we'd put water in it and just look at the colors because the colors stand out when you get them wet. And then, like I said, the earthworms. She would save earthworms. When it rained, she would go up and down the sidewalks and driveways and just pick them up and put them in the grass so that they didn't end up dried out on the cement. But there is something in that just is calming. And the last one I didn't realize either, and it should have made sense to me, is blood pressure. When you're outside and you're doing these things that are helping to heal your body and keep your body healthy, it helps to reduce blood pressure. So these are definitely tools you want to kind of think about as you get back outdoors. I'll keep looking because I was trying to figure out, like, I know some people get sun poisoning and heat stroke and all that. So that's actually where I was headed this morning when I started looking. But these things are what kept popping up. Good morning, Patty. So this morning my message was obviously what the benefits of the sun are, because I couldn't find anything that said anything negative about the sun. I know there are protections we need to make, and every article referred to making sure you use sunblock. But just as a cap up, when I wanted to just find out about the sun, and I was looking for how to protect yourself, but what kept popping up this morning is the benefits of it. So that's what I guess we all need to know, is that the sun helps to set your internal sleep-wake cycle. It'll restore body tissues, cognitive function, memory, concentration. So that, they say, is really important reason to be in the sun. It also said that if you wake up tired every morning, spend 1 hour in the sun every day. That will help you. And then, just like Patty just mentioned, vitamin D, that gives you vitamin D. And what I didn't know is it comes into your skin, then it's drawn into your kidneys and liver, and that's when it's released as an active vitamin D. We know vitamin D is critical for our bones, so if we're outdoors, we want strong bones. The one thing it cautioned us about is too much sun exposure can cause problems for your skin, so you do want to use sunscreens. But the next item it told us is it's great for your immune system, and that the plants and sunshine together release like minerals or items that get into our body called phytoncides. I'm going to spell it phytoncides. Plants and sunshine get that into our body, and our body uses that to help with the health of our white blood cells. So I thought that was excellent. Trees have properties that fix pollution, so that's also reinforcing that outdoor air is better than indoor air. Then it also talked about, like Patty mentioned, for your mental health, that helps to combat depression and anxiety. and blood pressure. For all these other reasons, it helps keep your blood pressure down. So since we all know that marketing influences me and I fight it, I thought I was going to end with a statement that still runs around in my head, but at least this one doesn't damage my health. And it's, get outside for 1 hour a day. It'll help with your sleep. It'll help with many parts of your body, because being outside, it does a body good. Thank you guys so much for being with me. I appreciate you so much. And I'll talk to you all soon. See you in the Doc D Challenge shortly, or I'll touch base with you tomorrow. Thank you so much, and make Sunday count. You guys are amazing. Thank you. And bye, Johnny. You can be as shy as you want, but it's always so good to know you're there. Love you guys.